What's going on, FG fam, and welcome to today's video on the channel. A different style of video here on MLB the Show 21. Today, we will be going through an entire career of Akil Baddoo. Now, I did go ahead and increase some statistics for Mr. Baddoo. We upped him in contact versus righties and power versus righties. Took away a little bit of contact versus lefties. As you can see, that is his platoon splits in the top right-hand corner, and he is way better against righties than he is lefties. So we made sure to make that the case to start this simulation off. I also didn't want him to be I think he was like a 67 overall or something. We brought him to a 71, so he is ready to go. We are going to make sure that he starts here in the beginning of the series of this video. He's going to start in the beginning of this video because why else would we be doing this, honestly? And he is playing in real life, so let's see what happens. Season number 1, Tigers do not make the playoffs, but Akil Baddoo goes up quite a lot here in season number 1. He's going to be a 74 overall now. He hit 13 home runs in 89 games, 308 at-bats. And so here he is starting out in season number 2. They got him in the 2-hole. I'm letting the computer control pretty much all of that. The only thing, well, you'll see when we get there. But we are rolling here in season number 2, and they still have him starting only against right-handed pitching, which is fine because most pitchers are right-handed anyway. Here we go. Regular seasons come to an end, and again, the Detroit Tigers miss the playoffs, but Baddoo goes up another 3 overall points to a 77. Everything climbing up. He's getting a little better here at the age of 23. Hits 20 home runs in 551 at-bats, 143 games. So power getting up there just a little bit. He's getting a little bit better. In the leadoff spot against right-handed pitching here going into season number 3. They still do not have him batting against lefties. And again, the Tigers miss the playoffs. So Baddoo goes up to an 81 overall now. Everything on the rise. Still a rising star, and he only played 95 games, must have got hurt a little bit, 337 at-bats, he hit 19 home runs, batting pretty good, his best average of his career. It's been going up consistently, which is good to see, and as you'll see, I'm a dummy, and I forgot to take GM contracts off, so this won't be the entire time with the Tigers. We are going to move ourselves to the Red Sox, and we're bringing Baddoo with us. So Akil Baddoo, here he comes. So he is now a member of the Boston Red Sox. Raimel Tapia is going to play as well as him. So we're going to go ahead through this season, and the Red Sox miss the playoffs in season number 4 of this career simulation. So not much we can do there. Baddoo goes up to an 84 overall, so it's been at least 3 overall increase every single season. His contact against righties actually didn't go up this year, neither did his speed, but you don't really expect that to be the case. But he's going up minimally now, and you can see he's going to hit his peak relatively soon. But here, 508 at-bats, 125 games. He hit 30 homers, though, and batted .260, so his batting average second worst he's ever had. Strikeouts second most he's ever had, but he did have 30 homers, 76 ribbies, which are both career highs. So we'll see how Akil Baddoo continues to rise up the ranks here as we go. He is going to be the leadoff hitter for the Red Sox against right-handed pitching in season number 5 here. Still yet to play against lefties, though. And again, Red Sox missing the playoffs, so the regular season comes to an end again. Still no playoff appearances for young Akil, as he's now 26 years old, and he rose a lot here, up to an 87 overall. Played in 149 games, or 139 games this season, 560 at-bats. He had 26 homers, 79 ribbies. Had the most strikeouts he's ever had, batted .268. Had the most stolen bases he's ever had, though, and the most hits he's ever had, so that's good. He also won a gold glove in center field. Okay, so a gold glove. There we go, his first accolade. Now we go in, we're going to get him some arbitration, make sure that he remains a Red Sox here for season number 6 that we are going to go through, and then we might have to change teams and move him again. So Baddoo now playing against every type of pitcher, and the Red Sox actually make the playoffs here. They're going to have to play the Mariners in a wild card game. His power from both sides went down a little bit, but he's up to an 89 overall in 146 games. He had 21 homers, 93 ribbies. He batted .310 though, so had his best contact season. And the Red Sox beat the Mariners 10-2. Take a look at the box score to see what exactly Baddoo did. He went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. I expect a lot more from him, as now taking on the Yankees in the ALDS. Lost one, won one, lost one, won one, won it in 5. Let's go. The Red Sox moving on to play the Angels in the ALCS. Lost a couple straight there, down 3-2, and come back to win and go to the World Series against the LA Dodgers. Can Boston get it done? Wow, lost the first 3, got swept in the World Series by the Dodgers. So now these are the choices here after the season. And you know what? Why not? Out of all these teams, the one I guess that will go to I think the one that is ranked the worst with a lot of budget is the Nationals. So we'll go ahead, we'll join the Nationals, and we will try to bring on in Akil Baddoo into the organization, which we are going to do right here. We're going to give him Ketel Marte. Hey, here you go. You can have him. Ketel Marte and somebody else just to bring Akil Baddoo in. There we go. He will be the leadoff hitter here in Washington. Washington's lineup pretty stacked, as you can tell. We'll see if it ends up working out for him. Unfortunately, they go 500 in Season 7 of this career sim. Baddoo up to a 91. I think he already was pretty close to a 91 if he wasn't already. He's got a lot of things that are going up, but a couple of things dropping there. Contact versus lefties and power versus righties. Also, his stealing and his base running aggressiveness coming down a bit here. So, not a great season progression-wise for Mr. Baddoo, but let's see how he did statistically. He played the most games he's ever played, had the most at-bats he's ever had, and he had 30 homers, 81 ribbies with a .253 average. So, probably not his greatest stat-crunching season as we move to season number 8, where he will bat cleanup against all pitchers. So, we'll see how Baddoo can do here. The Nationals finish at 84 wins and do not make the postseason, but Baddoo climbs up pretty high, now up to a 95 overall at 29 years old, obviously in his prime. Played 2 games less than last year, scored the most runs he's ever scored, had the most hits, and he had 50 bombs with 119 ribbies and batting .309. Wow. He had an OPS of 990. This is an amazing season. He led the league in homers and slugging percentage. Led the National League. We'll go ahead and take a look here. As we look at the home runs, 50 bombs. He put up a 50-burger. Alonso playing for the Yankees. Blech, I'm going to puke. He had 48 homers. Slugging percentage was .620. That is way ahead. His OPS wasn't as high as some others, but Baddoo wins a Silver Slugger. Does not win MVP, but he does win a Silver Slugger, so there we go, his second accolade ever. And he will bat cleanup going into season number 9, as the Nats didn't make the playoffs behind his tremendous season. So here in Season 9, the Nats will make the playoffs at 88 wins. Baddoo remains a 95. His contact against lefties went down a little bit. Everything else on the rise. His durability has been really good in his career. He missed 1 game that he didn't play this year. He had 35 homers, 103 ribbies, and batted .304. Pretty incredible. So now going up against the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Nats lose in 4 games. Very close series. That looked like a very good series. Diamondbacks beat the Indians. Pain. Absolute pain. Great. Thanks. So we move to season number 10, and Akil Baddoo is going to bat 4th against lefties. I think they had him 3rd against righties or something like that. But the Nats end up finishing with 77 wins, will not make the postseason. And Akil Baddoo, every time he's made the postseason, except for that Red Sox run, it hasn't really gone well for him. Here he is at a 96. He actually went up a little bit, but his contact's starting to fall. 159 games. He had 42 homers and 112 ribbies, batted .277. So a pretty darn good season there in 2030 for Akil Baddoo. Batting 3rd now going into season number 11 against all pitchers. So let's see how this goes. Hey, the Nats make the playoffs. Another 88-win season. Akil Baddoo, though, starts to fall a lot here at the age of 32. Goes down 5 in contact versus righties, which was his best stat. Played 1 under a full season, 29 homers, 103 ribbies, and he batted .283. He didn't have a bad year at all. And ding, 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 he wins another Silver Slugger Award, so his 3rd complete accolade of his career. And in the wild card game against the Miami Marlins, he goes 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So that's not the only wild card game he's done that in. Remember that one against the Mariners? Here we go. Nats make the playoffs again in season number 12. And again, Akil Baddoo continuing to fall in his ratings. 88 overall now. He played 3 less games than 162. 25 homers, 88 ribbies. He had a decent enough average. And again, playing the Brewers. And the Brew Crew take out the Nationals in 4 games again. So now we could move on to a new team, but I actually hate all 3 of those teams, so we're not going to do that. We are just going to sign Akil Baddoo to another big contract and keep him as a Washington National for a good long while. So here's Akil Baddoo in the 4-hole against the righties, not playing against lefties, so he's back on the other side of the mountain. But the Nats win 93 games. Baddoo down to an 83 overall, though, really losing it. 141 games played this year. 32 homers, 103 ribbies, and batted .318. That's a really good year for the 34-year-old player. He's up to 372 bombs on his life, and he was 4th in batting average in the National League. He also hit enough homers, and I think, where was he in? It was slugging percentage? Yes, slugging percentage. He led the entire National League, 2nd in the entire MLB, only to Ross Adolph. So now playing the Cincinnati Reds and get eliminated in 4 games in the NLDS. The Rays defeat the Reds in the 2033 World Series. So the Reds go on to make the World Series. Baddoo now batting 5th against righties, not playing against lefties. And the Nats missed the playoffs with an 82-80 record. Baddoo down to a 79 overall here at the end of season 14 of this. 27 homers, 76 ribbies, and a .250 average. Not horrid for what he is at. This could be one of his last good seasons. He's up down to a 79 overall here. 95 wins for the Nationals, now down to a 72 overall at the age of 36. Everything dipping. Played 122 games, only had 12 homers, 52 ribbies, and a .275 average. He has 411 lifetime home runs now, a .280 average. That's a pretty good, hefty amount of homers. And beating the Cubs in 5 games with a reverse sweep, 0-2, then winning the next 3, going up against the Dodgers in the NLCS, and the Nats win it. They will move into the World Series. Can we get Baddoo a ring? 1-1, and then lose the next 3. Oh, geez, we won the first game of the season and then got swept in the next 4, so the Nats lose Baddoo 0 for 2 on rings, 1 with the Red Sox and 1 with the Nats. Lost both of them. So now we're going to go over to the LA Angels just because they have... Now, are we? You know what? We're going to go back to the Nationals. They have a $315 million budget. If anybody's going to get Baddoo a ring, it's the Nats. He's down to a 72 overall, so this could be one of his last seasons in the majors, if not his actual last season in the majors. The Nats win 104 games this year, but Akil Baddoo, nowhere to be found on the stat sheet. He was brought down in the middle of the season. He's in AAA now as a 66 overall. He did play 117 games for the Nats. He hit 9 homers, 22 ribbies, and a 249 average, so not exactly good or great, but he is going to finish, I guess, his major league career with 420 home runs. 420, blaze it, nice. The Cubs win the World Series. Freaking Cubs. Akil Baddoo down to a 66 overall. This is the last year of the giant contract that he signed that is paying him a good hefty amount of money, so he does not play in this season at all. I like how the game has AAA stats. I really wish that they actually showed you them. That would be cool. We're looking to see if he retired. He is not under national retirements, and he's not under retirements of free agents. So there he is. There he is. We could sign him. He's a 60 overall, but we're just gonna let him. We're gonna let him go. And then we're going to look here at the end of the season, see if he's around. There he is. He's a 55 overall free agent, so he is way, way down. He never got a chance to play here. 2 seasons of not playing at all. 420 home runs, 2,200 hits. I wonder if it's going to be enough to get him in the Hall. There he is, Akil Baddoo, as he finally retires at the age of 41 years old after 3 years of not playing at all in 2039. But 2,200 hits, 420 homers, 1,276 RBIs, career average of 280. I think he did pretty good. A career OPS of 861. I like it. I think he played really, really well. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to get him into the Hall. 989 fielding percentage. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. But he does not make the Hall of Fame. Yordan Alvarez does as a member of the 3,000 hit club and 500, almost 600 home run club. He clearly deserved it. But Akil Baddoo, not a Hall of Famer, but damn, a really, really good player. Didn't look like he was a very clutch player, though, in a lot of those playoff games. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you enjoy this type of video? Would you want to see another one? Who would you want to see done? Drop a like. Make sure you subscribe if you're new for the love of franchise, and click here to see some more franchise.